right. So, hi. So much for me wanting to upload every Wednesday. Um so what had happened was okay, when I did some of the pre-recordings, which was I believe Part of Your World, like the last two episodes basically. Uh um I forgot to pre-record for last week too. I sort of forgot about that because last week was the musical that I was doing as assistant stage manager for our musical Something Rotten. Basically we worked every day last week except Wednesday, I believe, actually. But of course, Wednesday was my catch up day and rest day, so no, I wasn't gonna record something Wednesday, obviously. But the week before that was also a part of our tech week, which was backstage. We kind of get our assignments and what to do, and we practice that. And I believe that's when the Marinette episode came out, Miraculous episode. But um, I forgot to make an episode for last week, which is great. So I apologize. I apologize, but so much has been happening. Uh, interview, school. It's been a lot. It's been quite a bit. And yeah, I've been thinking about. I was like, dang, I forgot to record for next week, or well, technically last week. So now I'm here, and I think I'm gonna do this episode on Danganronpa. Danganronpa basically. Uh oh. Ooh. Yeah. No. No. See, look. Now the computer doing a bit much. Hold on, cause I'm trying to see if I can. My thing wasn't pulled up. All right. So Danganronpa basically in short terms. There are about I believe 15 to 16 kids, students specifically on an island or in two iterations of the games. They're at a school. And they have to kill each other to get out. And there are trials and executions. Basically, that's basically the concept of Danganronpa. Students murdering each other. There's a trial, and I'll get into that a little bit the explanation. But I wanted to first start talking about how I got into Danganronpa. So, BG Mike and I believe he started before the Cub Scouts. But there was a time where they were both posting Danganronpa at the same time. Maybe not. They weren't at the same part. Time. Uh, they weren't at the same like part in the series, but they were still uploading Danganronpa. So I would see them on my timeline on my YouTube feed, and there was just something so prideful in me that was like, I'm not gonna watch Danganronpa. I just can't. It's just too successful for me, and I wanna be that successful. So I ended up not watching it. But April 4th, 2021. Yes, I do remember the day. It was a Sunday. I was bored in my bedroom, and I thought, why don't literally, in my mind it was, oh, why don't I watch some Danganronpa? This is also similar to how I discovered FNAF when I was in third grade. Um, so I'm thinking, oh, how about I watch Danganronpa? Like literally randomly. And so I didn't know much about it. I knew that there were trials because of thumbnails and whatnot from Bijou Mike and Cub Scouts. But I didn't know that there were executions until Leon. I didn't know about all that. So when I first started watching it, I believe it took about was it 3 episodes to get to a murder. It took a while to get to the first murder. Okay, I almost gave up on it, but then I realized, sometimes things they start off slow to ease you into it, and then they pick up. And that's kind of how I felt throughout the rest of the series. Like, okay, at the beginning it's kind of slow, but yeah, once you find that murderer though. So we're gonna start. Oh, spoilers. Sorry. Like if you're for some reason listening, yes, there there are gonna be spoilers. And I'm gonna go basically by order of who died and got executed. I also have Danganronpa, Decadence for the Switch. Oh, I feel bad because my uncle spent like $50 on that thing, and I have not used it. I play like I got through the prologue. I haven't gotten to the first murder. Danganronpa's a very long game, okay? And I also like binge watch Danganronpa, so some of the things are still fresh in my mind. But I kind of wanted to have it just to experience it for myself. But I kind of wish I could just jump through the trials and executions. But I digress. So we're gonna start with, again, spoilers, with Sayaka and Leon. Now the Sayaka setup, I knew something was up when she was banging on the door, right? Makoto's door. He's the main character in the first game, Makoto Naegi. Sayaka Mizuno, or however she sound, child. She was banging on that door. And she said, "How about like we switch rooms?" That got my. What you mean switch rooms? Why are we switching rooms? You could just stay with me. I know I'm a boy and you're a girl. Okay. But switch rooms sound like a setup to me. Next thing I know, I go in the room, I think. Then I see her up in my bathroom bleeding with Leon written in the background. Like she literally told us who the killer was. I don't know how nobody caught on to that. Like if I saw that, I'd be like, wait a minute, that kind of look familiar. Flip it, twist it, and reverse it. Like that's Leon. But I digress. And also, I would like to mention how I literally forgot who Sayaka was, because during around like a little before the fourth trial and Danganronpa 2, I had my own little diagrams of who got executed and who was murdered, and I was doing the first game, of course, and I was like, okay, I see Leon, but where's Sayaka? I saw this girl, mind you, I knew what Sayaka looked like, but for some reason it did not click in my head. I was like, they were celebrating some type of anniversary, and I saw her picture on there. I was like, oh, she must be like a new added character or something. And then I realized it clicked in my head. Oh wait, no, that's Sayaka. And the thing is, I knew who Sayaka was. I knew what to look for. I just could not find her. I was like, where is she on here? Like she has to be here. Jeez. But anyways, we get to the trial, right? Okay, now this child Loki made in the games made Aoi annoying, because why are you withholding information? Well, she was the victim, so I didn't think to say anything about it. Girl, tell us like just because she a victim doesn't mean that she wasn't gonna be the suspect at first. Hello. And the thing is, they really dragged you like 20 minutes into it for Aoi to say, "Oh, yeah, I did see one other person. It was Sayaka." Sorry, pollen allergies. And it's like, yeah, I bet you did see her. Why didn't you tell us that? That she got a knife out the kitchen and it was missing? Owie! I mean, I get where she coming from, but like, girl, you could have said that from the beginning. We could have had 20 minutes not wasted, basically. But in the anime, it kind of made me like Aoi when she did this, and it made me feel sympathetic to her, because literally 4 minutes into the trial in the anime, she says, "Oh wait, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it was Sayaka who also went into the kitchen. Tell me why Byakuya." He said, "You should have told us that earlier." It was 4 minutes, and the trial just started. But see, in the games, it made sense because she was really dragging it on. Like, hello, tell us. Very annoying. So there's like, that whole thing. Oh, the switching up the nameplates. I peeped that too a little, but I thought, okay, maybe I just wasn't paying attention at first. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention at first. Nah, nah, I got that that slight deduction. I peeped it. Yup. And then the reveal that it was Leon. Again, I'm doing this all by memory and like the notes that I have from that I scribbled from memory. But then we figure out that Leon is the one who killed her, and he tried to say, "Oh, it's self defense," and I was like, "Yeah, Leon, no." The moment the moment she ran into that bathroom to hide from you, and you opened the door to stab her, that was no longer self defense. That was murder. You wanted to kill her. You had an intent. As soon as she ran away and you went after her, that was no longer self defense. But it kind of feel bad for him, cause like I have to say that Leon's execution is one of the best executions in the entire franchise. Mostly because of it sets up the rest of the franchise. It's so simple, especially compared to V3, but it's so good. Like you can really feel the despair. Like when he's yelling, like Taro, he shook me too. But by the time we get to Taro, we kind of know, oh yeah, you done for, you done for. But with Leon, especially as someone who didn't know that there will be executions, because when Monokuma mentioned, I was like, executions? I didn't think they'd be as elaborate as this. So Leon, what? He's like, no. He's like, he was going off. Like I felt like really bad for him. I felt kind of scared. Then the thing is, that he gets grabbed by his neck by the collar thing, and he gets yanked. And then he gets tied up to the thing, and it's 1,000 balls at him. I was like, oh my gosh. And then it was at his body at first, and then it starts aiming higher. I was watching, and then it hits his head and what his face, and then at the end, like there's the ball with blood and stuff, like subtlety. See, you don't gotta show him all beater and bruised and beaten. I'm a simple gal, but that shook me. I was like, oh, this is serious. Oh, these are executions. And then you get the shot of everybody like kind of panicking, and it's like so dim and gloomy. Oh, it's so good. It's so simple, but it set the tone. Ever since then, I was like, oh, who's gonna get executed next? Like it was kind of scary because like this man just died. This man just died. And also, I said I missed this with the trial. So you got the blackened, right? Of course, they're the blackened, huh? Yikes! I guess I'm a blackened too, huh? So basically, the blackened is the one that murders somebody. And the whole thing is that everybody else, like, there's a whole investigation or whatever, and you have to find out who the blackened is. If you find who the blackened is and you're correct, then they get executed. However, if you don't find, mind you, you and the 14 to 15 other people don't find who the blackened is, or you're wrong. I think it's just if you're wrong, because like the trial seems like it could go on forever. I don't think there's any time limit on the trial. But if you're wrong about who the blackened is, everybody else gets executed and the blackened does not. So the blackened gets away. But of course, no one gets executed but the blackened in the games. I mean, yeah, we'll get to alter ego. Man, so I really like that. Like that, Leon's execution was so good because of how it sets up. Like it instills that, oh shoot, oh this they for real, they really get it executed, and it's based off of, okay. Also, everybody in this game, well, see, basically, like not getting into the little exceptions or nothing. Everybody in this game, Danganronpa 1, because I was hoping to do like Danganronpa 2 and 1 in this one episode, but I'm probably gonna have to break it up, which is fine. Um, but they're all ultimate, so they're ultimate something. So Sayaka was the ultimate pop star, I believe, and then Leon was the ultimate baseball pro or something like that, baseball player, whatever. He actually really wanted to be in the music, but because he was basically put into that box, he was like, okay, well then I guess I'll play baseball. So he did, and well, yeah, he died by the balls. He died by the baseballs. So that kind of sucked. So I was like, oh shoot, that's crazy, right? So then we get into the second, section, second chapter. Do I remember everything that happened? Chihiro, who's I believe is the ultimate like programmer or something. Uh, I'm Chihiro Fujisaki. I just wanna, yeah. Oh my gosh, Mondo, no, don't do that. Okay. So Chihiro died, but I believe that's a dumbbell. What did Larry the Lobster say? He said that's a dumbbell. But I believe he died by a dumbbell. He was also, I believe, a cross dresser. I think. He was just a cross dresser because I think he stopped getting harassed when he started dressing like a girl or something like that. Like he started dressing like a girl for a reason. But I don't think he's technically okay. But anyways, they're just like a girl for a reason. So we were all like, oh, because that was I believe, his deep secret. Oh, I forgot. There are also motives. Sayaka. Okay, so for Sayaka and Leon, their motive was the CDs. And they watch CDs of like their family members and like people they love. They're like, oh, look at them. If you don't say that, nah. So that was their motive. Mondo and Chihiro's like in chapter 2. The chapter two's motive was your deep dark secret. I'm gonna get to that because, oh, Lord. And I believe Chihiro and Mondo, they were kind of bonding, right? Because Chihiro wanted to get strong like Mondo. Mondo, he's the ultimate like bike gang leader or something like that. So he was like, "Yeah, I want to get strong like you, Mondo. Yeah." And so Mondo's like, "Yeah, you want to get strong like me?" And then they work out, and then Chihiro was basically showing more growth than Mondo was, despite his dark secret, if I'm not mistaken. Again, doing this off the top of my head from what I remember. This is a very informal podcast. And then Mondo, he's like, ugh, he's so much better than me. Like he can accept what happened, and like he's strong in that regard. Like he's mentally strong, but Mondo was not, because Mondo, his ultimate secret, or his like little secret thingy thing, was that he see, this what got me so mad, because you really killed Chihiro over this. I think the thing said that he was responsible for his brother's death. His brother Dia, right? Diamondo. I believe it's a JoJo reference. But he was responsible for his brother's death, but it's like I think his brother was responsible for his own death. He jumped in front of the truck. He jumped in front of something. I believe it was a truck though. On his bicycle to protect Mondo or something, and then Mondo blamed himself for that. I mean, I guess survivor's guilt, because I think that they were all that they had. But Mondo, you did not kill your brother. Like, like personally, I would not have killed nobody over that. Especially if I wasn't actually like Dia jumped in that situation himself. That has nothing to do with you, Mondo baby. But what sucked was that I was really starting to like Mondo at this point. I was like, oh my gosh, like he I don't know, there was just something about him. He was just more likable in this chapter. So then when it was coming to find out that, oh shoot, yeah, you killed him, I was like, Mondo, no. And when they did think about the tablet, and I think his tablet was broken or something because the sauna, it was something. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mondo. I never felt so betrayed in my life. I never felt so betrayed in my life. Now Mondo's execution shook me too, because what I don't like is when humans like they look not human when they die. So, again, okay, I don't even know if I could like spoilers. Like, you should have stopped when I said the first spoiler. But when Kokichi got splattered, basically he got crushed like that. Ugh. But what I also don't like is when humans get turned to food, because it's like, you're a human, you are like, like we don't eat you, like that's weird. So Mondo's execution was basically a reference to the I think Black Samba. It was really funny was that I was talking, mind you, I was on Zoom, right? No, Google Meet, virtual school, talking to Mr. Nias. Shout out Mr. Nias. My AP World teacher, final term. I'm talking about Danganronpa in my profile picture, which was Mondo. He asked me about it, and I told him like the things and the executions and whatnot. He was like, "Oh, I think that was based off a racist book." I was like, "Oh, that's not." And so I looked it up, and it's like so at the end of the class, I was like, "Oh yeah, it was based off of a Little Black Samba." And actually, on his motorcycle, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it said Little Black Samba, but it did say something Samba for sure. It definitely said Samba on there. Of course, I can't read Japanese, so is it kanji? Is that what is the technical name for the like the markings? But I can't read it regardless. So Mondo, he's in the motorcycle. He's rolling, round and round and round and round, round. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby. And that little bow with the tiger, and then they all like on him and stuff, little black samba, because that little boy kept running in the circle and he got turned to butter or something like that. So Mondo, he's gone, right? And I thought that was the execution. I was like, okay, I can live with that. Sure, whatever. That's okay. He got vaporized. Okay, that's not terrible. Cut to a few seconds later. Beep beep. Open it and it's butter. Mondo butter. When I said my stomach dropped, I was like, they did not just turn him into butter. No, like that shook me. I was like, no way they just turned him into butter. They turned him into butter. Because I think it's like somebody said they represented him being like soft in the inside or something. But how he come out looking like butter? I can't believe it's not butter. Yeah, because it's Mondo. And then I realized that the pancakes Monokuma was eating with the butter on it, that was Mondo. I said, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? That's Mondo on that butter. Yes. Oh my gosh. Like I was shook. I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't. And then after that, right? Mondo, my hit on Mondo. He died, bro. Kiyotaka, because they were getting kind of close at that point too. Kiyotaka, I guess he was inspired by Mondo. He was fired up by Mondo. The spirit of Mondo lived in him. So then he became Kiyomondo, right? I thought, oh, this is great. He's gonna have change, and oh my gosh, it's gonna be such a good dynamic for. Bing bong, a body has been discovered. That man did that too. I said, excuse me. What? Hold on. I was like, he just had a little character arc. His character arc had just started. And he did. Child. And then after he done was the sprawled out. No, okay. I remember that. Okay, Kiyomondo shook me too. Cause I remember going to bed thinking, oh my gosh, like feeling empty inside. It shook it and scared and what perplexed, horrified. Whew. And then Hifumi, this one I realized, oh wait, you could kill two people. Hifumi Yamada. I actually like toying in girls' mouth. You wouldn't understand, it's 2D. Yeah, he died too, but okay, like, yeah. But I like the little puzzle with it, because it's like, oh, technically, like, did he die? Did he die first? Or did, like, the size of the hammer, like, didn't actually mean that that's, like, the person who died, so on and so forth. And that was pretty interesting. And it was Celeste, because I believe the motive for this one was money. And she's the ultimate gambler, so, okay, yeah, of course that addict did that. Because she want money. Like, okay, and guess what? Then she got executed. But out of all the executions, she was the lamest one. I mean, alter ego don't even count. Like, human executions, lamest one out of this one. Out of this game. In total, I say is Mikan. Mikan's. The third executions in all the games are usually, like, the least, the worst relatively compared to the other ones within that same game. I don't know if it's because, oh, you got two deaths, so the execution, like, it kind of cancels it out. I don't know. But yeah, so Celeste, she got burned in a fire. But what shook me about Celeste, which Mikon could never, was that she wanted to be go out gracefully in her execution, right? She was gonna get burned like a Salem witch. Nah, girl, she got hit by a fire truck, and they put out the fire. Loki, I don't know if this is a little sadistic of me, but I always wanted to see what the body looked like afterward. Like, can somebody like draw some of the bodies, like hypothetically what they look like? Like, that sounds sick, but I just want to know. Like, I'm curious like that because she was on a pole and she got hit by a fire truck. Like, is she in half now? Like, what? Huh? But anyways, yeah, Monica would put out that fire, and that was it. That's all we saw Celeste. So bye bye. Next one, chapter 4. I honestly don't remember what the motive was for this. Oh, I think the motive was it like exposing Sakura? I believe it was exposing Sakura. Yeah. Exposing me. I can't do her voice. Oh, my nose hit the pop filter. I think so. Like, I think it was something to do with her for sure, if I'm not mistaken. So, I was an Aoi hater. Look, the anime made me like Aoi. I like anime Aoi. Game Aoi got on my nerves so bad. I really wanted her to get executed. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so fake. She poisoned her own friend. Yada yada yada. Sakura killed herself. I was like, I mean, that's sad. But Aoi, like that, we could have really. But you know what? She was supposed to be executed though. But I don't think it's because she did it like to kill Sakura. Like, I betrayed you, so I'm gonna kill you. It's more like almost like a Kaito and Kokichi type thing. I mean, they were enemies, but Aoi and Sakura were friends. Sakura is also the ultimate, I believe, like martial artist. Aoi is the ultimate swimming pro. But hypothetically, like before, they changed some things. I'm guessing. She was doing it at Sakura's request. So yeah, then she killed her, but not in the official game. But yeah, she's gonna have like a whole thing. Oh, also, Aoi likes to eat. I believe she likes to eat donuts. So I believe her execution was gonna involve her like eating donuts and having sharks chase after her in a pool, which is actually kind of crazy. I think. I don't know if that was just a conceptual thing I saw, but anyways. Officially, Sakura killed herself, which is like, because I believe was it a locked room thing as well. And I know a hero had like knocked her upside her head because he thought that didn't he call her an ogre or something? But he had knocked her upside her head because he was scared of her. Toko knocked her upside her head like, oh, hero. Yes, the hero. He was the ultimate clairvoyant. He can see none to the future because if he could, he wouldn't have been in high school at 21. Toko, she's the ultimate. Well, she's the ultimate writer, right? Basically, writing prodigy, but she has a serial killer side to her. Genocide, Jack, Jill, or oh my gosh, Joe, uh, who's the ultimate serial killer? I believe. Like, okay, all right. So I guess she has DID. I believe. Of course, it's a serial killer other side of her. Of course, as usual. But yeah, but since Monica was like, yeah, so I can't really like kill Sakura because she already dead. We about to kill Alter Ego. Now, Alter Ego is this like little digital program that Chihiro made. I actually forgot what the use for Alter Ego was. Probably to hack into. Oh, I think it was to like hack into the systems to get them out. Obviously, Monokuma was not gonna let that happen. But yeah, so yeah, he executed Alter Ego. He got crushed. Alter Ego got crushed in the construction worker place. Yup. Crush. No. I didn't start liking Byakuya until the fourth trial. Mostly because I had seen something. Did it have YouTube Shorts in 2021? Maybe it was a video. I don't remember. But they were like, oh, Byakuya's execution. So I was like, oh my gosh, wait, Byakuya, he gonna get executed. Now, Byakuya's Togami. He is the ultimate affluent progeny. So he's wealthy. His ultimate ability is being wealthy. He's also very pompous. Like he's very condescending. Like he will step on you if he could. Like isn't it one of his art? Like he sprite art, or maybe not sprite art, but like definitely one of the drawings for him officially. Like isn't he sitting on a throne? Like okay, like give me some of that money. You know what I'm saying? And Soko, she got a crush on him, but he's like, you stink. Like I don't like you like that. But I think he kind of like having her around. Like like that's a little thing right there. It's a little thing that he could go to if he ever needs something, and that's about it. I think it's very surface level. Um, but yeah. So, did I say? Oh, Hifumi. Sorry, the guy who got like who also died. The fanfic. He was the ultimate like fanfic writer or something like that. Oh, Kiyotaka. He was also the ultimate moral compass, like hall pass monster. Like he was just whatever. All right. So next, chapter 5, we got Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. Beware of her in school. Mukuro Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. Mukuro Ikis. But yes, Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. Watch out for her. Kyoko. So Kyoko, when we first introduced to her, we don't know her ultimate. But obviously, it was like I caught it. I think everybody in their mama done called it that she was gonna be the ultimate detective. Durr. Yeah, and guess what she was? Cause she's very smart. She's always like the one who's like Makoto. You know exactly what this is. Go ahead, tell the class, Makoto. Makoto, I believe in you. Makoto, remember when you saw this? Like, girl, how about you speak? You the one who know everything. Why are you letting me like we can't be friends? How do you like? I don't know you. Why are you urging like? It's really all your ideas. You just probing me and you coercing me to say something. But Kyoko, when I catch you, Kyoko, because why did she put the blame on Makoto about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th? Why did she put the blame on him? Like, what in the world? Now, I get it was for the mystery or whatever, but girl, because she was like, yeah, we gotta solve it. I gotta solve it. So, one of us gonna have to go. Because they found her body, I believe. So they're like, a body has been discovered. Because, as people keep dying, you unlock more sections of the school, which in turn allows you to unlock more secrets, which you could use against Monokuma in the end. This one, something about, I believe, was it a marking on her hand? A marking on Mukuro's hand and whatnot. Oh, okay, we gonna get to that. But yeah, but I don't even think the fifth trial was technically over, right? Because it was kind of like, okay, Makoto, you did it. There is also, I guess, a secret ending. I don't know if you could call it an ending, but an alternate version of events where you could get Kyoko executed, and their executions are the same, basically. But this execution again, it was pretty good. Like, cause watching it, like, and you hear like just the is it a hydraulic press, child, whatever it is in the background, like just pressing and stomping, and you look at Makoto's or I guess super special Kirigiri's face, and then it gets like blue and then purple, and it keeps sweating, and you see their body movements. Like that's kind of scary. Like I couldn't. Like that's just too much for me. But see what had happened was though alter ego. I guess a little bit of him stayed in the system because at least that's Makoto. If it's Kirigiri, yeah, she crushed. But see, that's not even a real ending, so that don't even matter. So let's focus on the real one, the canon one. Makoto, he about to get squashed. It stops. He looks up. He's like, hold on, wait, what? And then, and then alter ego kind of like goes into the thing and stops it because that alter ego did a stopping. And then Makoto, he falls into this trash chute. And then yeah, that's kind of nasty, but at least he's alive. Like the way he fell, I'm like, that's kind of you kind of ate that. He kind of fell kind of gracefully. And I think Kyoko finds him, and then they like crawl out. Like she got spaghetti and noodles all up in her hair. Like, girl, couldn't be me though. I think that's when you find out she's the ultimate detective. I think we definitely find out in like chapter 6. So then I don't remember, like, they still like go around and find clues to like have a big trial against Monokuma, because obviously everything is not what it seems. So it's like, okay, they go against Monokuma in the last and final trial. We realize that Monokuma, well, guess what? Is controlled by someone. Cause I do remember that they do find a room where Monokuma is like looking and spying on everybody, basically. But anyways, we find out that it's junkie endothermic, or should I say, Jugo Enoshima, the ultimate despair. Jugo Enoshima, or the ultimate fashionista. Whatever, right? She has like she okay. When she's first introduced, right? She's Jugo Enoshima, the ultimate fashionista. But at the end, see, that's where the anime comes and yada yada. Didn't watch the anime. I watched clips on the anime. I don't even think I knew it was Danganronpa at first. I'm gonna be so serious. Like, I probably, or maybe I didn't know it was Danganronpa, but because I wasn't planning on watching Danganronpa, I wasn't like, okay. But I really liked her voice, so I that was inspiration for one of my characters. But Junko Enoshima, the ultimate despair, was the hidden student. See, but I've been peeped that. I peeped it. See, I peeps like the small details, but I think they're so insignificant that, oh, okay. Yeah. Because again, like I said, I have watched some videos of Junkie in the Thermid because I really liked her voice and I wanted to hear more of it so I could like get used to hearing the character with that voice, right? And of course the videos aren't just voice only, like I'm gonna see her face. So when we see her in Danganronpa, I knew the game came out before the anime. Or at least, I mean, of course, at that time, it made more sense that the game would come out before the anime. So when I saw Junko with different hair ties and like freckles on her face and whatnot, I thought maybe they just changed her design for the TV show. Because in the anime, she ain't look like that. She ain't have no freckles. She had the black and she had Monokuma upon her pigtails. Like, maybe they just changed it. Maybe they changed her design. Nope, because that was actually Mukuro. Oh, also, so yeah, Mukuro, she was there. Mukuro died, right? Everybody done forgot about Mukuro, obviously, cause she was bad talking, and the thing is, she was in it with, cause Junkie is her twin. If I'm not mistaken, they're fraternal twins, right? Hold on, let me look. Yeah, okay. And then I believe Mukuro was like the ultimate soldier or something like that. Like, okay, girl, okay, you mean? But yeah, so she was something like that, and she was talking back to Junkie, and Junkie was like, as Monokuma, obviously, like, oh, you gonna talk about it? Dead. And then Mukuro gets impaled with a ton of a ton of spikes, and she dies, right? And that was a part of the plan because they were supposed to be doing it together, but Junko obviously has no loyalty, not even to her sister, who's in love with her, which is so like, okay, okay. So I believe she like used that body and then like re-hit it or something like that. Like, because Mukuro pretended to be Junkie. Now we're at the Junkie, who has multiple, not personalities, but different sides of her personality for sure. Yeah, where she's like really sad and kind of depressed, and you kind of have her when she's kind of like this, and like, oh, look at me, I'm on top of the world, and you have her voice like this, and there's like other stuff going on with Junkie, like she going through a lot. Um, uh, but yeah. So I don't even remember how that trial went. How did that trial go? I just know that Junko ended up getting executed at the end, right? They all come because at the end it's Aoi, Yasuhiro, Kyoko, Makoto, and Byakuya, and Toko. Those are the ones who are left out of everybody. Okay, so they only 6 left, and they used what they like. They basically said, "Oh yeah, no, something's wrong, and then they figure out everything. It's like crazy, but they basically say, "Oh yeah, you're the killer." Oh yeah, because they were trying to find out who killed Mukuro, right? And they got all the evidence. Oh gosh, and it was like, "Oh yeah, Junko killed Mukuro." Duh, because they painted out as Mukuro was some new person, but she's really not. Like she been dead. She been dead. She been dead since the beginning. She was really the first one to die. She just didn't get a child because Monokuma was like, "Done. You broke the handbook, so you're dead." I did like. I guess Junko having a combination of all the executions. I mean, she didn't die until the very last one when Makoto didn't die. She got squashed. But I guess I was expecting something more grand than that. But I mean, the little cute little montage of everybody she done killed and then whatever. There was one called Blast Off. Now see, Cub Scouts. I think literally everybody else. I think Berlin played it and Bijou Mike played it. But Jay, for some reason, did not play the beginning of the game. On my Switch, when I watched it, it was more surreal than watching somebody play it because I'm doing it myself. And then watching Jin just like die. Jin Kirigiri, who was the principal of Hope's Peak before everything went to shaving cream because of Junko. Oh gosh, it's a whole story. That's gonna be safe for the next Danganronpa 2 episode because they're the remnants of despair over there. But he's Kyoko's father, and actually I believe in chapter 6 Kyoko finds like a box of her father's remains, and those are the same remains we see at the end of his execution in Blast Off. But see, since Jay didn't show it, I was like, whose execution is Blast Off? Because I don't remember that. It was Jin's. He gets put into like some type of Iron Maiden type of rocket. He gets blasted up into the air. Then he comes right back down. And then he, I guess he disintegrated. His skin and flesh disintegrated, but not his bones. There's also another student who later on has that execution. I'll talk about that when we get to that episode. But yeah, so Juko, she has that whole thing going on with her executions, whatnot. And yeah, she's dead. The kids, they're free, basically. And I thought it was gonna be like a faux ending because when they opened the door, I could have sworn I just saw fire. I thought they were all dead, but I guess they weren't. And their story continues on in Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. So overall, I think the plot is good. Like, what was it? Oh yeah, their memories were erased. What was the plot? Hold on, I know their memories were erased. That's why they can remember how they got into the school in the first place. Um, and the same thing goes for like every other Danganronpa game. Their memories are erased. So like during chapter 6, they find out like, oh whoa, we were in school with Junko and Nishima and I believe also Mukuro. I think they also found out they were in school with Mukuro. So they're like, wait, hold on, huh? And I think they put pictures together or something like that. Different pieces of pictures. But yeah, and then like their minds get erased because the tragedy where like the students of Hope's Peak like rose up and like started killing people. Yeah, yeah, seems about right. Seems about right. Yeah, yeah. And then Junko made the whole world turn to despair because Hope's Peak is supposed to be the beacon of hope for the world. It's all the top students, children throughout. I think it's just Japan, but I think it's technically the whole world. But I mean, I guess most of them are in Japan though. Cause Sonya, she not from Japan, bro. Sonya, never mind. But we gonna get to her. But yeah, all the top students who are like great at what they do, they go to the school and they get pumped out and they're automatically successful. Basically, like you go to Hope's Peak as an ultimate, wink wink, not a reserve course student. You're gonna be popular. Like you gonna be successful in life. So if you have these beacons of hope turn against each other, then people are gonna be like, dang, if they turn against each other, they're in despair. Dang, then what does that make us? Then everybody else goes into despair. But I say that this, compared to the other ones, the story behind Danganronpa 1 is a lot more believable. I can digest it a lot more than I can something like V3. um But yeah, so I think that's basically the plot. Like they get there, like there's a tragedy, their memories get erased. And it's broadcasted too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like people they're also watching. They're like, "Dang, y'all killing each other and stuff." But because they were all friends beforehand before their memories got erased. So she was just trying to get the world more and more into despair, basically. But then she ended up dying, or does she? And that's for another day. Again, I was hoping to do Danganronpa V2, not V2, Danganronpa 2. Because my notes in here are actually pretty short, but I started like explaining myself a lot more and getting more off my notes and whatnot. But like, if you look at my notes, like they low key kind of short, so I thought I could fit in a goodbye to spare in here, but I could not, which is fine. I can break it up in the episodes. Don't know when you guys look at this. Probably next week, because it's currently March 27th. Any Nikki news? How many shows? I think she sold out 12 consecutive shows of her tour, which is very good. She said that she's gonna have a Pink Friday for us, which is also good. I want to see, like, might be new music. I don't know. No, she dropped her Pink Friday nails. Get it before it's sold out. Will I be getting them? I don't really wear press on nails. I probably would if I had money. I mean, buy her Pink Friday nails. It would have been good for prom, but I don't even know if they'd even come in time. So that was it. I'm gonna pump this out somehow, eventually, and I'm gonna again. If I can go, I want to go at least 1 month. Let's do May, March. I mean April. April's the next month. I'm upload every Wednesday in April, and that will be good enough. After that, maybe bi-monthly, depending on how everything goes. Because I also want to have enough content. I don't want to just like keep uploading every week and then eventually I don't have nothing to upload about. Because again, this is just me just talking about like some topics that I like on my own, usually off with some notes, but off the dome, whatever comes. And sometimes I can't always just pull out my whole podcasting set and when I'm in the shower and I have something to talk about. So, yeah. I hope you all, if anyone's even listening, you enjoy it and you find it interesting Danganronpa and you wanna watch somebody play it or you wanna play it yourself. Whatever floats your boat. And I hope you all have a great day. It is 10 p.m. But at least I'm on Easter break, so don't even got homework to do. But yeah, again, okay. Actually, this is the time I say bye.